Hey YouTubers, this is Rich, coming to you from Tiny Inhabitants with our very first video. Take 1000. Just kidding. Just wanted to create this video series or channel essentially to show highlights of builds that I'm doing or future builds, maybe some how-to videos in the future, and just general geek related discussions. Talking about probably the new Star Wars movie, maybe a new Marvel movie, probably some rants, just for fun, because it's always fun to talk about that kind of like crazy stuff. So does Star Wars have the internet, and who beats who, Hulk versus the Thing, and whatnot. So what is Tiny Inhabitants? Tiny Inhabitants, I mean, what are we about? I create dioramas, I do custom paints, custom works, make these custom pop stands, pretty much anything that pops into my head I like to make. And I highlight them all on my Instagram and Facebook page, Etsy shop, all under the same name, Tiny Inhabitants. You can see there in the background, I got my little cards. I make cosplay related items as well. I used to be a big cosplayer, but I've kind of toned down a little bit over time. Now I mostly just focus on building cosplay items for other people, which is still very enjoyable. It's still a lot of fun to do, and it's fun to go to cons and stuff and to see people there showing off some of the items that I've built or made in the past. So what are some of the things that I've built? Maybe some of the things I'm working on or have already completed in here as we go along. So I've got Jeb here. I'm going to move him off to the side. He is a little TIE pilot I had. I got two of one year for my birthday, and I took one out of the box and just gave him some red blood stripes. And he just kind of joins me on all my adventures. So that's kind of fun. So you'll see lots of pictures of him sometimes on Instagram, just of me doing various things with him in the background. One of the things I really enjoyed actually making, I put a lot of effort into it as well. So when I got my very first pop, which was a Stormtrooper pop, and I loved the pops. I thought they're super cool looking, kind of like a chibi looking character almost. Some of them had bobbleheads, some of them didn't, and they looked really cool in the box. And but I really like to take things out of the box sometimes. So I took him out of the box, and of course then I still had this box sitting around. So I had decided that he looked cool for a little while on my shelf by himself. Not this specific guy; it was an actual regular Stormtrooper. And I created a background for him out of the box that he came in. I just chopped up the box and kind of made a background. It is very similar to this, but it was actually from the Funko Pop box. That evolved into what you see before you. This is the pop stands that I create. It's got a foreground and a background, poster board. I've got exact measurements for cutting everything out. It's essentially the exact same size as a pop stand. Or not the pop stand, but the box itself. And I just choose various colors, fonts, and images for the back, and I cut them out, and then just 3 dabs of glue later, and it's a little stand. So you can see I got little arms there, and it's the background piece just actually folds in to the foreground piece, and a little dab of glue on the back, and it kind of gives that awesome 3D effect with it not having too much glue, and they just sit on there. And he looks pretty cool by himself. That way, if you don't have too many pops, maybe you don't have all of them, and you just have a few, like myself, you can kind of get one of these stands, or I can make one for you, and they just kind of look cool, sitting on the desk with a little stand. Yeah. And I really like these colors too that I picked for this guy as well. I got of course he's the Death Trooper, and their uniforms are all black with a little bit of green highlight in the helmet. So I created that little bit of highlight in the background. So what else do I got? I've got right now I'm also working on my walker in Jeddah. So I took this kind of made my own scene, essentially, from the Rogue One film. And just kind of was thinking about, the walker in the movie after I saw the movie, and I was thinking about that walker, and I was wondering, I was like, I wonder, what the rest of Jeddah looks like. What are some more passageways, archways he might be traveling? And I thought this was a cool kind of a scene that I just started building and adding to, and I just took elements from essentially all the different scenes and tried to add them in here. So you can see the hanging wires, and I've got looks like little foyers for stands for selling stuff, and then garbage all over the place, and a little flag in the background that's been kind of shot up. Some shots on the walls, and you can see some damage probably. And I got a cool little moisture evaporator there in the background. And of course he's walking on sand. And of course I've also got a nice background for it as well. I wanted to add a little something extra to this one. This is actually a scene from the movie that I removed everything from it. I mean, there was everything wrong. There was stormtroopers and people running and explosions and smoke, and the picture was just full. So I removed all that stuff in Photoshop and kind of gave it, now he's got his own background. Now he looks like he was continuing walking around Jeddah, keeping Saul Guerrera's troops from, stealing the Kyber crystals. Cool, on patrol. I'm wondering next, I'm thinking I want to do something with the sides of this as well, so I actually have some cool Imperial emblems I might add to the side of it, and try that. Other kind of works that I do, I also work, I paint and do 40K, and pretty much anything. Next, though, I've got, I'm going to be working on this little guy here from the X-Wing Miniatures game. If anybody's seen the X-Wing Miniatures game, the figures from Fantasy Flight, they're very, very cool. The game's a lot of fun to play, and the ships are very well detailed, highly detailed. Really, already they come nicely painted. And the ARC 170 is actually one of my favorite ships. If we got anything from the prequels, it's some of the ships were really cool. But I'm going to turn him into the Hasbro, I think it was a Target exclusive of the ARC 170. He was blue and gray and had shark teeth on the side. So that's kind of next up what I got. Awesome. So if you want to come check us out, come see us on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, and Pinterest. Please like and subscribe for more. If you comment in the comment section below, then I will probably respond back to you. And it's been good talking to you. See you later.